Författaren Elisabeth Eastlake säger då om denna maskin: kamerans uppgift är att bevisa fakta. Varje fotografi blir till ett autentiskt kapitel i vår världs historia.
I mean, that's what entertainment's supposed to do. It's supposed to make you forget your miserable life.
Fuck fake news! Fuck fake news!
This is extremely dangerous
to our democracy.
Say cheese.
Hello, I'm Marta Balaga and I'm back in Berlin with our wonderful filmmakers. And today we're talking to Axel and Maximilien about And the King Said, what a fantastic machine and what a fantastic film. And I have to say that watching this film here, even though you already presented it at Sundance as well, it's a very touching experience because we tend to forget the amount of work it took for us to actually be able to go to cinema, be able to watch those films. How did it start for you even? Like, were you always fascinated by the whole mystery behind it?
You can say that for the last 10 years, we've been sending each other material that we find online or in archives or in different films. Yes.
Yeah.
Not only us, but the whole of our company, together with Ruben Östlund and the other colleagues.
Because it's such a passion topic, we were just doing it because we're so interested in how the camera and the moving image is impacting not only our human behavior, but also society at large. So it was, yeah, we were kind of like archivists putting very good gold nuggets in a bag. And then 5 years ago, when the bag was full, we decided, okay, let's make a film about this.
And the criteria for this is when we think, we're very aligned when we think a material is good.
Yeah.
Even if we're looking for like 1 hour material, we're both like, that's the point, this is it, this is what we want to use. So we're very aligned in this, but there's always been two criteria when we choose material. And one is that the camera's ability to capture human behavior when we try to interact with each other or try to interact with there's actually a camera in the room that will change our behavior. So this is one aspect, and the other aspect is behind the camera. Like there's always an intention behind the camera, there's always, something is always made with a certain perspective, with a certain rhythm, with a certain framing. There's always something outside of the frame, and etc. So these two criteria made us, as Max say, collect material for a very long time into this bag, this goodie bag. And maybe it was 5 years ago when the world started really to polarize also with this tool it's a fantastic machine, it's a fantastic tool to capture and convey human experience. But I mean, now world is getting very polarized and getting into the idea of right or wrong or true or false.
Which makes your film a little bit darker sometimes. And you show the way it can be misused, the way it can be manipulated, the way people can just, use it to lie. Yeah. And of course, you show some politicians, you show Leni Riefenstahl, there is a lot of that going on. So would you mind telling me about balancing it out? Because when I was watching your film, I was going through, oh my God, we are ridiculous as human beings, to, oh my God, it can be so scary. And we just never learn. Like, how did you find the equilibrium so that, I wouldn't leave the cinema just feeling depressed and wanting to die?
Good point.
Yeah, good point. I mean, there are many ways to answer this. Let me try to structure it. In one way, a lot of the images that are in the film, it's archival footage, right? So these might be clips that you have seen before on the news or on YouTube. For example, there is this one scene with these ISIS soldiers trying to shoot a propaganda video.
Excellent scene.
Right.
Never seen anything like that.
Can't make it happen because they forgot their lines and the bird is too loud and stuff like this. And this is something that we saw flashing by in the news at some point, just like 10 seconds. And then it was meant to be read as, oh, look at these stupid guys, like ISIS bloopers. But we were like, wait a minute, let's try to find the raw footage to see what happens if you watch this for a minute instead of 10 seconds. Will you get a less black and white understanding of the situation? And this is then what we put in the film. So when you watch that scene, you go through a feeling of, oh my God, these horrible guys, to wait, maybe I could get a beer with them. I mean, they're just like us. Back to, again, a scary part, you know? So it's a lot about showing things in a different rhythm. So everything is funny and scary at the same time. And yeah.
Yeah, I can add to that also that we, of course, it's a serious question about the future for us as human beings, and how are we going to, in a democracy, what do we need to know together and agree upon together? We need to some point agree on that it's a round planet, and it's, you know, there are certain things that we need to agree about.
Yeah.
So this is the big question for us in the coming decades, how this will be arranged. And we want to stress in the film, we want to address the fact that it's not a crazy world. We are not stupid as human beings. This is not our true self. This is all part of economic systems and that are pushing us into a certain direction. So, for example, when I consume, during the editing of this film, we spend a lot of time on YouTube and on TikTok. And the algorithm.
And you've never been the same ever since.
Oh my God! Yeah, because each one of us will go into different rabbit holes, because the algorithm just wants us to stay as long as possible. Yeah. So it will take us into certain directions that doesn't really reflect the human species and our interactions. But if I look for some kind of a close call car accident, I will end up in the belief of like, oh my God, every car is crashing in the so and this is not us. This is the algorithms. This is somebody who wants to make the biggest profit as possible. Yeah. So our point is that this tool, the camera and this possibility, it's a question, it's a citizen question, it's a society question. It cannot be left to some big companies' ethic boards to decide on what to do. So it's really something that we want to bring this discussion about this tool into the public room.
And as you say, I mean, it is a very entertaining film, and it was a conscious choice to make the audience have a really good time. But another goal is to also create a reflection on what we're seeing. This is our, how to say, I mean, we made this film because we want to push for more media literacy in the world. I mean, for centuries, humanity has been a text-based society, and now we are very much an image-based society, but the education system has not caught up to that yet. We still learned how to read and write, but we haven't taken the camera into the classroom. And this is
I can't believe we're actually filming it. It feels very like we're inside of your movie now, in a way. Stop staring, stop looking at us. Oh no.
And then you can I mean, you could edit in this into your reportage, right?
Inception.
This is the shortest synopsis of what you were trying to do in this film. Yeah. This is how you understand it. So, but even thinking about the scene you mentioned, which is, I think, one of the best scenes at this festival. Yeah. So far, I think we can assume so. The ISIS bloopers, so-called, which is a great way to put it. But you show how people change in front of the camera. Yeah. When they take photos for social media, and you even show how they create reality which is not necessarily true, and this even like during wars, during conflicts, it's like very shocking to see those famous photos and then to see it from another perspective.
We need to see certain things from different perspectives to be able to understand how this works.
Please watch this film, but you're going to be afraid. You're going to be afraid. It's going to make you rethink. It's going to make you very self-conscious next time you take that photo for your Instagram account, I think. You ruined it for me, I think, a little bit.
Thank you for the pleasure.
Thank you so much, and see you in Berlin tomorrow, I hope.